We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained and new rights to be won. And they must be won and used for the progress of all people. For space science, like nuclear science and all technology, has no conscience of its own. Whether it will become a force for good or ill depends on man. And only if the United States occupies a position of preeminence can we help decide whether this new ocean will be a sea of peace or a new terrifying theater of war. I do not say that we should or will go unprotected against the hostile misuse of space any more than we go unprotected against the hostile use of land or sea. But I do say that space can be explored and mastered without feeding the fires of war, without repeating the mistakes that man has made in extending his writ around this globe of ours. There is no strife, no prejudice, no national conflict in outer space as yet. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind, and its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win, and the others too. It is for these reasons that I regard the decision last year to shift our efforts in space from low to high gear as among the most important decisions that will be made during my incumbency in the office of the presidency. That was a memorable portion of a speech by America's first Roman Catholic president, whose rise to the White House was the subject of great debate arising from his free exercise right in religion, and concerns that his choices would be dictated by a papal authority in Rome. But serious scholars often review not just the flowing prose of presidential oratory, but also the context in which a speech is delivered. America's youngest president assumed the office at a time of great civil unrest, the highest incidences of protests and riots in history, in the struggle for civil rights of persons of color, and during a Cold War that would test his resolve for 13 days in the October of the Cuban Missile Crisis, amidst fears of global nuclear conflagration. But in a display of character, not often found in modern partisan politics, at the very outset of his presidency, he made a conscious choice to observe not a victory of party, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing an end as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change. Because the first Roman Catholic president had sworn before an almighty God the same solemn oath of our forebears, placing himself in that moment of challenge and opportunity, not as one daunted as a victim, but as one full of courage and in control, aligning himself with the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought, that are still at issue around the globe today. The beliefs that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. He made a pledge boldly to friend and foe alike that the torch had been passed to a new generation of Americans, born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed, and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. And he let it be known to every nation, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, in order to assure the survival and the success of liberty, reminding one and all that those who foolishly sought power by riding the back of the tiger always wind up inside. And so the question in November, as voters of Virginia go out to record their choices at the polls, is not whether you are a Democrat, but whether you are a Kennedy Democrat, working to assure the survival of liberty. With over 120,000 Americans dead, the victims of an invisible enemy, it is clear that all agree that we must choose life, but mindful of liberty and its blessings. Are you willing to look beyond self and up to the heavens towards our higher angels, permitting, as Reverend King said, the I to transcend to the thou, not because it is easy, but because it is hard, because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win, and the others too. My name is Major Mike Webb, and I am running for U.S. Congress. With liberty, honor, and excellence, by God, we shall make America great again. Honest. This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb.